Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Football Temple Nigeria. My name is Nemeko Denibo, and I'm doing this with
Jamie in the building.
Before we start making noise, please, let's observe 1 minute of silence for our respected elder brother, Liverpool Football Club. Okay. So we needed to observe that minute of silence for Liverpool because it is very obvious that Liverpool is no more. They have passed away. But before we come to Liverpool, let me show you something. You're wondering why the God is on the table this night? Because the Gunners smoked Bayern Munich out of their shells. Before this game, Arsenal had a very poor head-to-head record with Bayern Munich. 14 games played, Bayern had won 8, Arsenal had only won 3 and drawn 3. So coming into this game, Bayern were top of the table, champions of Germany. They were head over heels above Arsenal when it came to head-to-head record. But I told anybody who cared to listen that it would not count on the night, and it did not count. The Gunners came smoking. And if you're wondering why a gun is on the table, it's because the Gunners had their guns out tonight. Bro, how did you see that performance?
My body tastes sweet to me.
Oh my God. Arsenal.
Wow. You know, when we spoke about this, I think yesterday, and we're speaking about the final result and everything. Actually, honest, I actually did not want Arsenal to win this game. I was going for a draw, just something, let's keep it moderate so that we can finish.
You were skeptical, per se.
Yeah, so we could finish the job with Chelsea. But having to watch this game on Arsenal Day, boy, hi.
For the record, I was very confident that Arsenal was going to win this game. In fact, I wanted Arsenal to win the game. The reason is simple. Arsenal's head-to-head record with Bayern. You see two clubs I get grudge against. You see Barcelona. You see Bayern. We've taken care of Bayern Munich tonight. Barcelona, you're give us back. Now we they now we they talk give us back. Anyway,
do you know the funniest thing about this Arsenal team is whether you attack, you're ready to face it.
Whether you defend,
you're ready to face it. If you don't even play at all, there's no one play.
So I'm going to put this out there. Do you think Arsenal has what it takes to do a treble this season? Because let me beat some background for you. Mikel Arteta has built a monstrous team that nobody was playing. Bro, this was Bayern Munich. This is not any makeshift football club. This is Bayern Munich history, and they are still in very good form. Top of the table before the night. Amazing team. Vincent Kompany is doing a fine job at Bayern, but on this night they were made to look ordinary by this Arsenal team. Do you think Arsenal has what it takes? Because now they're top of the table in the Premier League, they're top of the table in the Champions League, still in the FA Cup, still in the League Cup. Do you think this Arsenal team has what it takes to do a treble for the first time in its history?
Trust me, to be fair enough, to be very fair enough, I think Arsenal can win it all. Trust me.
When you say win it all, you're talking about all 4
They
trophies.
can win it all. FA, Carling Cup, Premiership, UCL.
Wow.
They have all it takes to win. Because, when you look at their Carling Cup run, you realize that they are probably in a semi-final for that competition. FA Cup hasn't really started, and they are building up to that. Champions League, they're probably top in the table. Premiership, they're probably top in the table. The only thing that can stop Arsenal from winning any trophy this season, like I've always said, is the officiating and also injuries. You see, those two things.
Apparently, they've managed injuries very well, because if you look at the front line, Victor Gyökeres is out, Gabriel Jesus has not returned, Kai Havertz is still not around. Martin Odegaard came back this night. This was Noni Madueke's first appearance in weeks, and
he had a goal.
He had a goal.
First goal.
So
what a way to score.
It's been a season where injuries have also affected their performance. But one of the things that the new sporting director managed to do when he came in was strengthen the squad in a way that injuries would not be felt. Remember, Gabriel is still out, and in previous seasons we would have had a mess at the defense day. But apparently they have managed to keep that together, and they are still looking for ways to win games. This was an absolutely dominant performance by Arsenal. Incredible. And Jamie says he believes Arsenal can go on to win all 4 trophies.
They can go on to win all 4 trophies. Right now, as we speak, they're one of the most complete team. One of the most complete team in Europe right now.
I dare
one
say
of the most complete team in Premiership right now. So even teams right now facing Arsenal, they know what it is if you want to face Arsenal. You have to choose one.
Another record was set tonight. Kylian Mbape scored the second fastest hat-trick in Champions League history. Now, number 1 on that record is Mohamed Salah. He scored a hat-trick at 6 minutes and 12 seconds. Kylian Mbappe was second with 6 minutes and 14 seconds, followed by Bafetime Gomez from Lyon with 8 minutes and 17 seconds. So Kylian Mbappe breaking the record. Not breaking the record, joining the record for fastest hat-tricks in Champions League history. An amazing night for Madrid. Stellar performance for the French golden boy. He finally seems to be blending into the Madrid system after struggling for a while when he moved from Paris. What do you have to say about that?
Kylian Mbappe, a very wonderful player when you watch him play. And trust me, I remember when he first joined Madrid, a lot of people were all over him. He's not going to perform. He's not going to do this. He's not going to do that. And having to see Kylian Mbappe perform this season, trust me, I think he's one of those beautiful players that you'd like to watch every now and then. And he's really currently in his top form. That kind of Kylian Mbappe that you know when he was in PSG, banging in goals week in, week out, having to see him, in the league and also bringing that same form to the UEFA Champions League is a beautiful thing. Trust me, I know that right now people have different observation about, Vinicius is not really playing well and Mbappe is looking more like the star man for Real Madrid. But trust me, he has always had that, quality, ever since he was in Monaco, having to move to PSG, he played for the national team, now back to Real Madrid, having to score goals back to back. He's one of those guys. I think the way Kylian Mbappe is going, he's one of those top guys also for Ballon d'Or as he progresses the Champions League.
It's looking like a Ballon d'Or year for him. Trust me, especially if Madrid go on to win the Champions League.
Funny enough, Barcelona fans that are always Yamal. I just feel like they really need to be calm because Kylian Mbappe is one of those guys that will be in the conversation. Trust me, I know at the end of the day, they want to put in Yamal in the conversation, but trust me, Kylian Mbappe for me has really had like a very good season. Hopefully, he gets to keep that same form till the end of the season and other competitions. World Cup is coming to me.
Before we go to our expected elder brother Liverpool, that is apparently working alone, it looks like Tottenham and PSG were playing basketball in France. 5-3. And there was another hat-trick from that game. Please tell us about it.
Vitinha had an hat-trick or one of those amazing midfielders that have been doing well for PSG. The Portuguese have been fantastic ever since last season, having to carry that same form into this season. 3 goals against Tottenham Hotspur. I told you when we had this conversation, I said Tottenham does not have what it takes to stop PSG. It's going to be L upon L, banter upon banter for Tottenham.
I mean,
PSG lose again is
PSG has they've been incredible from last season and they've managed to keep that from this season. What is happening to Liverpool? What is going on at Anfield? And Slot, what he was supposed to be the Dutch magician. What exactly is going on?
Shock.
Because apparently Liverpool seems to be walking alone. What is happening to Liverpool? What is going on at Anfield? Is there a need to declare a state of emergency there? May Tinubu go declare state of emergency for Anfield because those people are walking alone.
Trust me, I've always said it before. I never rated Arne Slot. I saw him as one of those opportunists. A club left a fantastic team that was able to win Premiership. And he inherited a team, that had the winning mentality. He showed most of the players that, had the same mentality and did not replace them with top qualities. And looking at the old team right now in Liverpool, we realize that these players are beginning to lose faith in the style of play for Slot. It might not necessarily be the style of play for Slot, but there's something wrong. They didn't get quality players. They didn't replace the major aspect the priorities of the club.
When you say they didn't get quality players, I would like to think if you spend 100 and something million getting players like Ekitike, Isak, Goran Wade.
But also,
I mean, to be fair,
but you know, right now the transfer window does not determine the price of a player. Like for example, Nunes went for 90, and how many goals was he able to produce in Premiership? That was someone who was banging in goals in Portuguese.
in Portugal.
So imagine that. So I just feel like for me, I never rated that coach. He's a fraud. I am saying it again. Slot is a big fraud. With the amount of money that guy was giving to upgrade that squad, look at the players he was buying. We're not signing players that they needed. We're just signing players that they actually don't need. Signing Isak was not necessary because you had Ekitike there. You didn't cover up for Van Dijk, who was also who is beginning to wear out of the game. No central back replacement, no natural winger replacement. Who? So, and you expect to compete with that same tired leg. Mo Salah is currently, feeling tired. And he's looking like a player that at the end of the day is going to be joining the Saudi Arabia League. But trust me, Liverpool, I can say it again, Liverpool would not make top 4. They will be struggling in the relegation zone. This is not banter. If they don't sack Slot, they are not going to make top 4.
Liverpool, struggle. You've been warned.
They will struggle.
If you do not sack Slot, not only will you walk alone.
Sack that fraud. Take that fraud out of that club.
If you don't sack Slot, not only will you walk alone, you will also be battling for relegation alongside prestigious clubs like
Burnley,
Manchester United. No, I didn't say that. But another interesting game that happened this night was ATM versus Inter Milan. And Inter didn't have the best of nights from that game because they were edged out by Atletico Madrid in Spain.
I never saw that coming because I was actually tipping Inter Milan to win that, go all out for against Atletico Madrid. And having to see Atletico Madrid have a win over them is something that I never in any way saw.
I mean, Atletico can be a solid team on a very good day.
They actually can be a solid team on a very good day, but I was expecting, maybe this guy struggling to get to win the game, but having to see the scoreline, I'm like, yo, this is not something that I wouldn't expect. If I probably put my money on that game, I'd have placed the bet on Atletico.
So after this round of matches, 5 games played in the Champions League, top of the table. Top of the table.
The Gunners.
The what?
The Gunners.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. The second position, PSG is second. They won tonight and Bayern lost.
But come to look of it, Arsenal is top, PSG is following them. And do you kind of see an Arsenal PSG final in Champions League?
I think it's possible. I really hope it happens because I feel like one of the reasons why Arsenal didn't really edge out PSG last time out was that sharpness in the attack that we didn't have.
Players on injuries and the rest.
And injuries and the rest. But if it happens again this season, I'll be looking forward to it. And I'm very confident that Arsenal will edge them out. But not to take anything away from the PSG team. Solid team. Amazing performance on a very good day, but I hope it happens. I really hope it happens.
I pray that final happens. I know because Arsenal needs to go back and revenge everyone that fought them.
So Arsenal is first after 5 games with 15 points. PSG is second with 12 points. Bayern Munich, incredible team. Even though they had a bad result on the night, they're third with 12 points, followed by Inter Milan, who is fourth with 12 points too. Then Real Madrid is fifth with 12 points. Borussia Dortmund is 6th with 10 points. Chelsea destroyed Barcelona last night. Amazing performance.
They had Yemi Lawa there.
They had Yemi Lawa.
Yemi Lawa no play ball.
Yemi Lawa vanished. Yemi Lawa vanished. After all the match you don't make for Instagram. I pity you, boy. Go and learn how to play football. So 8 is Sporting Club Portugal with 10 points. 9 is our junior brother who been the do gra. Manchester City.
I beg, tell me if you see Man U for there. Say Man U did that table. Man U did that table.
No be small children league. This
Oh,
this
you know
is
they do-
this is for
oh,
the big boys.
Okay.
No,
okay,
they can't
okay,
come here.
Okay. I know say
You
my
know-
fans no go like am.
Say some clubs they play Tuesday night. The big boys they play Tuesday night, Wednesday night. The smaller boys they play Thursday night. Man U they only play Saturday and Sunday afternoon. They don't play night football. Fam. Night football is gone from Old Trafford and it will be gone for a very long time. So that's our package this night. Amazing, incredible performances from Arsenal, PSG, and of course the incredible Kylian Mbappe. Amazing.
You know why they happy like this?
Why?
They happy because some people they don't prepare.
They don't prepare draft.
They don't prepare draft. Say,
Delete your draft.
Bayern go do this. go
Delete
do this
your
thing.
draft.
Arsenal tell them say,
delete your draft. And as for Chelsea,
now go hear am.
make I no talk. Fight again. This weekend, Sunday, 7:30 p.m. See you there. Thank you guys. And this is the size of our show. Remember, this is Football Temple Nigeria. Remember to subscribe, like, share, drop comments,
That's right.
and engage. And let us know what you think about these score lines. I have been doing this with Jamie. My name is Nemeko Dinibu. Remember, this is produced and packaged by Dynamite Space. Thank you for coming to our show. See you next time.